the body? I'm a journalist.
Pero ahorita, para eso nosotros mejor, para secuestrarte, para ver si nos dan algo.
Que baje la cámara.
I mean, how long will it take the average person around here to buy that bottle of water?
Una semana.
Is that a grenade in his hand?
Quería ver más cerca. Quería ver más cerca.
I'd arrived in Caracas, the capital of Venezuela. The city has the highest homicide rate of any capital city in the world. It's also become nearly impossible to enter the country as a journalist, so my only way in was as a tourist. The country's been in economic and political turmoil since 2010, culminating in riots, with 2017 seeing large-scale protests on the street and brutal government crackdowns. Crime is out of control. The situation's gotten so bad, it's thought that 9 out of 10 murders now go unsolved, as I was about to see for myself.
So Caracas is the deadliest capital city in the world in regards to homicide. And I've been in touch with a crime journalist who covers these things day in, day out. She's just got in touch saying that there's been a suspected homicide, so we're heading there right now. We've got to tread quite carefully though. She thinks the government don't want us to be showing these images. And also, we're here as tourists, so don't really know what's going to happen when we get there.
I was meeting Lazara Fuentes, a local crime journalist here. Official stats on homicides aren't released, and Lazara says her work tracking them is unpopular with the authorities. She was nervous. You never know when the intelligence services are watching.
Necesito que baje la cámara.
Okay, Alex, put the camera down. Was that it? Oh, there's the body.
Let's just get over there now.
Here's the ambulance.
Okay, let's go for it. Go.
We'd made it as some emergency staff were tending to the body. The police were yet to arrive.
The thing that's incredible here is just how little of a thing this is to people passing by. There's just numerous people walking past. There's a body lying in the middle of the street, and there isn't even a crowd. It's just part of daily life for Caracas. Right, the police are here. We're not meant to be here. Well done.
If the intelligence service come and find out who we are, we'll be in trouble.
Pull back now, guys.
Yeah.
Let's just pull back.
Let's just go down there.
We pull back from the crime scene to speak further to Lazara.
Bueno.
One of the incredible things about it is that everybody walking past doesn't even seem to be that affected by it.
Sí, estos casos, esto siempre se presenta, ven rastros de sangre o ven el cadáver de una persona al lado y es algo, o sea, para ellos es algo común. Ver estos, para las personas, para los venezolanos, ver estos casos es algo común. Muchas veces los venezolanos se vuelven indolentes al ver estos casos porque ya es algo común que asesinen a una persona en Venezuela.
Okay, gracias. We should go before we get taken away. Okay, thank you so much.
It's hard to be certain of the true scale of Caracas' homicide rate. But Lazara told me there are up to 20 bodies being delivered to the local morgue each day. One of the main reasons for the city's crime problems is the Venezuelan economy. Things have gotten so bad that the IMF is predicting inflation to reach 1,000,000% by the end of the year, which will make the national currency, the bolivar, effectively worthless. This has led to wide-scale poverty and made getting goods such as food, clothes and medicine almost impossible. I was meeting Gerardo Canas, a shop owner in one of Venezuela's biggest and most violent shanty towns, to find out how the economy was affecting the average person.
Primero esto estaba lleno de huevos y estas cosas, habían víveres. Esto era víveres también. La pequeña. Esta está funcionando, pero igual está vacía, con agua nada más.
I mean, how long will it take the average person around here to buy that bottle of water?
Una semana.
Like a week to buy a bottle of water. That is insane.
Con el sueldo mínimo. Es difícil la cosa porque el salario mínimo es mensual, es 1 millón. Y 1 millón te cuesta ya un refresco, prácticamente, de 2 litros. Es trabajar un mes para tomarte un refresco.
It's madness. Like, it really makes me just wonder how anybody could survive at all.
Es una sobrevivencia. Si compras comida no puedes comprar otras cosas.
Inflation is so terrifyingly high here, the currency is losing value literally every single second, meaning by the time you get to the shop, your funds may be gone.
The guy's cards just got rejected. Rejected again.
La rechazó por fondito.
Do you get customers who come here who haven't eaten for days?
Sí, sí, hay bastante.
Hay casos.
Diario, casi todos los días. Más que todos los niños. Se acercan
A pedir algo.
y dicen que no han comido y eso.
Shops like Gerardo's are far from rare. All over the country, supermarkets, convenience stores and hospitals are understocked, leading to huge queues and meaning those with goods often hoard them, selling them on for many times the original price. With the situation being so bleak and many being desperate to survive, some are turning to drastic solutions. It's hard to get exact figures, but kidnapping has become one of the most lucrative crimes in the country, and that means its appeal is huge. Many don't leave the house after 7 p.m. to stay safe, but how else can you keep yourself protected?
With the chance of being kidnapped in Caracas so high, one booming business is kidnap negotiation. I'm just about to meet a man who's a former police officer turned kidnap negotiator. Hola. Buenos dias.
Miguel Dao is one of the finest kidnap negotiators in the business, and he's been involved in this world since he was 17. He was keen to give me some tips on how to stay safe. First up, don't drive a nice car.
De alguna forma lujosa del año, ¿no? Se para a esperar a alguien que va a buscar en el edificio. Y la acción del secuestro dura entre 19 y 21 segundos.
It's so easy, isn't it? It's so quick. Why is no one covering the faces?
No les importa. La situación de impunidad es tan grande que no les importa. Ese fue un caso del mes pasado. Esto fue un secuestro en una ciudad, en una población cerca de Caracas, y estuvo 3 días secuestrada, y al final pedían $200,000 y no se pagó sino $3,500. Pero fue muy traumático para ella.
Is that a grenade in his hand?
Ayúdame, vale, tengo 3 días aquí. Ay, yo quiero estar con mis hijos.
Who are the people doing the kidnapping?
Están secuestrando jóvenes que van entre los 16, 17 a 24, 25 años. Bueno, la razón es simplemente enriquecerse fácilmente, pues, ¿no?
Would you advise me to try and seek these people out, or is it dangerous?
No tengo absolutamente nada que ver con ellos ni pudiera recomendarles. Por el contrario, diría, no vale la pena.
I was shocked at the videos I'd seen and quite apprehensive. These were not men I wanted to be near, but I had so many questions I wanted to ask, so I began trying to arrange a meeting at a later date with them through a contact. Threats of robbery, murder and kidnap aren't necessarily bad for everyone though. I'd heard there was one booming business in town. It was keeping people safe and making business owners hundreds of thousands. Instead of pimp my ride, it was fortify my people carrier. The armored car business was thriving.
Hola. Oh, Benjamin. Hola.
I was meeting 63-year-old Israel Barbosa. He's armored around 500 cars in Caracas and wanted to show me how it works.
Los vidrios
That is one thick.
son de 22 milímetros.
That is thick, man.
Sí.
Would this stop a bullet coming
Sí.
through?
Esta puerta ya tiene blindaje.
I suppose, you know, the insecurity is bad for the country, but it's good for business.
Sí. Es una contradicción que es bueno para uno y es malo para otro. Hagamos la prueba. Cerremos. Excuse me.
Okay. There you go. Give me your car, bitch. I'm gonna kidnap you and take everything. Okay, you win. You made the mistake.
La idea es no confrontar. Esa es la idea principal. Nunca, jamás salir fuera.
I think I'd probably drive a car like this in Caracas. Make me feel a little bit safer.
Israel tells me it costs between $18,000 to $25,000 to armor a car like this, and that there are still people with money in the country. But does it even work? There was only one way to find out. To get a random man I'd only just met to fire his pistol at him.
Ready to go.
Okay, well, I mean, obviously you have a ballistic vest and I don't.
¿Tienes otro chaleco? ¿Aquí? No, you could.
I can just...
Use this, please.
Are you sure? No.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Are you risking your life for me? We've only just met and you're...
I'm Venezuela, and I don't have problems.
Good, please. How do I protect my ears first, actually? Have you got the...
For your ears?
Yeah, have you got the...
You don't have no. ¿Tienes otra? Dale, dos balas ahí.
You're joking, aren't you? There we go, putting some bullets in my ears to make sure my ears... Oh, it actually works. I hope these are clean, like, but bullets don't just explode by themselves, do they? I'm not gonna...
We don't know, we never know.
Impressive stuff, man. It's impressive. Wow. Wait, so where's the bullet gone? Yeah, it hasn't even gone through. Yeah.
My friend with the gun has been working in security in Caracas for 25 years, and he was keen to show me why it was such a necessary business.
Asesinato.
It's an assassination. For the car. They just killed him without even... Just shot him. It's just so easy, just such a disregard for life. Man. When they run over his body... Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh. Definitely puts it into perspective of how dangerous this place can be.
The videos just get worse. I'm shown one of a gang member allegedly stabbing an off-duty policeman to death. I'm told these videos are common, put out to terrify the police.
It looks like an ISIS video, to be honest.
And what's worse, these were the men I was trying to meet.
The local police don't have capacity for fight against this. You know, the police earn $2-3 a month. $3 a month.
I was amazed at the level of impunity in Caracas. It felt like you couldn't rely on anyone anymore. This is a country that used to be one of the wealthiest in Latin America, and now it seemed like every person for themselves. Back in the barrio, I wanted to see how you survive here if you don't have the option of an armored car. I was meeting up with Nancy and her daughter Eliani. It's the poorest here, unable to afford protection, who face the most danger.
What a view this
Esta es mi
is.
ventana de agonía.
Why are you saying this is your window of agony?
Porque en la mañana me despido y aquí veo a mis hijas cuando van para el liceo. Entonces, uno no se escapa de tener el susto, pues. No hace mucho apareció un sábado una muchacha violada, muerta allí. Y esto se ha convertido en una locura. Esa es mi hija menor.
How's it going? So how old are you?
16.
And what's it like being 16 in Venezuela at the moment?
Ay, es difícil, es aburrido. No se puede hacer lo mismo que se hacía antes, no tienes la misma facilidad de salir porque todo está caro. Mi mamá no permite por la inseguridad.
The violence is inescapable for Nancy and her daughter. Eliani herself was robbed and stabbed at gunpoint. though she didn't want to talk about it on camera. And she recently saw someone murdered from her own bedroom window.
You literally saw someone being killed out here?
El área de allá donde está como la cancha grande es peligrosa y a la mujer la mataron allá.
I mean, has it always been like this?
Era más tranquilo. Yo voy a ir sola a mi colegio. Ahora no. Ahora todo se ha vuelto difícil. Me da miedo no tener un futuro aquí. No creo que se vaya a arreglar esto tan rápido, pues. Por lo menos yo ahorita me quiero ir del país, pues, porque no veo solución.
Eliani isn't alone in her wish to leave. In the past couple of years, over 2 million Venezuelans have fled the country in search of a better life. Spending time in the barrio, it wasn't hard to see why. Without the option of armoured cars and bodyguards to stay safe, many here feel there's only one other choice.
Hola, yo soy Benjamin.
To turn to the criminals themselves for protection.
Wow, look at this.
I've come to visit a shrine for Santos Malandros, translated as the Holy Thugs. A place where the spirit of dead gangsters are worshipped in return for protection and help. In a place where criminals are kings, it seemed the best option was to join them.
So these things are these are the Malandros themselves?
Sí, sí. Zand, uno de los más fuertes.
It was hard to figure out exactly what criminals like Luis Sanchez had done to become saints, but they appeared to be Robin Hood characters, robbing from the rich to give to the poor.
So why are people worshipping criminals? It's quite unusual.
Y te integras y él te ayuda. Porque hay que protegerse, porque las cosas no están buenas en este país. Las cosas no están muy buenas, están revueltas.
Yeah, I mean, they're very interesting because all of the men have guns around their waists, cigarettes in their mouth. They're not your usual saints.
Pero sí cumplen, sí cumplen. Ellos cumplen. Así que la gente es una cosa seria. Que me conceda la gracia, lo estoy pidiendo.
Thank you very much. Here we go.
Él no fuma.
Oh, I have to inhale.
No fuma.
I don't even smoke, but okay.
Pero fuman.
Just gonna start.
Préndelo bien, préndelo.
Okay. Just stop it. Alright, here we go. Does he just stay there? Like that?
And that's done.
Yeah.
And now he'll offer me protection from the crimes of Caracas.
But I wasn't yet truly protected. It was time for the real ceremony. The man in front of me had been possessed by a spirit called Chacao. He had taken on his voice, and I was forbidden to look into his eyes. I was bent over, slapped,
Okay, slightly painful.
threatened,
I'm lucky that we didn't have a knife.
and finally, it was done.
Am I now more protected in Caracas because of this? I'll be safe.
Sí, en Caracas y ahora todo el mundo lo que lo vaya.
How long does the protection last?
Azul.
Eso es hasta que yo quiera.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not a conventional ceremony, but in a place where, crime is rife and everybody knows somebody who's been murdered, it is one way of getting a little bit of hope and the feeling of security that's desperately needed.
Feeling protected, I headed out to meet some of the most powerful and dangerous people in Venezuela. During his time in power, former president and cult hero Hugo Chavez set up a number of collectivos. These were groups, often paramilitaries, that were designed to act as defenders of revolutionary socialism. Now, after Chavez's death, and in the carnage that is modern-day Venezuela, they've assumed even more power, and I was on my way to meet one of them.
These guys are notorious, supposedly, for kidnappings, extortion, and killing people.
and they've let me in and they're going to show me around their little community, so it's going to be interesting. I was heading to one collectivo in the January 23rd community, completely cut off from the rest of Caracas. It's essentially a state within a state.
So yeah, I think we just keep rolling, because there's going to be a lot of weird things that happen.
This collectivo denies any involvement in kidnapping, extortion and murder, but the stories I'd heard made me nervous.
So there's basically a lot of people behind the camera who don't want to be on camera, but who are showing us the way. So yeah, I mean, it is quite interesting. These guys have like all walkie-talkies, they have their own security, they've created their own little country. It's quite impressive and terrifying all at the same time.
These groups are accused of aggressively defending the government's agenda. They also don't trust the Western media, and I was lucky to get invited in. But I was told to tread carefully.
There's Hugo Chavez doing what he does best, admiring a football.
I was being shown around by Andreas.
How many people are in the community?
Tenemos un total de un aproximado de 12,000 personas, más de 1,300 familias.
Wow, that is a big community. What is your exact role? Do you act as kind of security here?
Sí, mi rol dentro de la comunidad es igual que el de todos. Soy un comunero más que construye el planteamiento que Chávez nos encomendó. Bienvenidos al banco, in the bank.
This is the bank, okay, fantastic.
With the country's official currency so worthless, the community had created its own money, with more affordable prices for staple items like bread. It was called El Panal.
Wow, I like the colour, good colour of money. That. I mean, this is the main man himself, Hugo Chavez, the guy who's inspired all of this.
Por la panadería.
There's a bakery, there's an electronic shop selling TVs.
Ferretería.
Okay. Do all of these places take El Panal?
On the surface, this feels like a sort of mini-utopia in the madness of Caracas. But I have to keep on reminding myself that some collectivos are accused of violence, kidnappings, and acting as government stooges. Eventually, it was time to meet the chief. Robert Longer is keen to tell me he's just a humble builder and spokesman. But judging by the fact that everyone around us is doing exactly what he says, it's pretty clear he's the commander of the community.
Chavez. Would you call it a state within a state? Because you have your own money, you seem to have your own security. Is this essentially its own country?
Así lo quisiera de la mediática. Si eso se ve como paralelismo bajo la mediática, el legado de Chávez y la línea de Chávez, entonces nosotros somos unos indómitos chavistas, unos bolivarianos resabiados, unos rebeldes.
You know, some people in Venezuela think Chavez might not have been as good as you think. He might have had more of a negative effect on the country. What would you say to them?
Claro, tuvo un impacto negativo sobre la sociedad capitalista.
Is Caracas dangerous in your eyes? Is it a dangerous place to be?
Caracas será peligrosa hasta que siga convalidando el capitalismo salvaje. Ustedes están aquí y posiblemente ustedes pueden antagonizar.
I mean, I'm definitely not trying to create a thriller.
Me quieres agarrar la calle, pero no me vas a enganchar.
It's gonna show my penis off.
La cadena BBC nosotros la consideramos que antagoniza con los intereses de la comuna, porque permanentemente buscan de visualizar toda una línea de noticias de dos crímenes. Siempre puede llegar, pero...
And on that note, body still intact, we say our goodbyes.
Gente, my friend, vamos.
As I left the collectivo, a message had come through my contact. It was from one of the city's most violent kidnap gangs. They wanted to meet.
I'm just driving at the moment to a barrio in West Caracas because after a few days of negotiation, we finally got an interview with the Kidnap gang. These guys kidnap and murder people on a daily basis. And I've been told by my translator that if I say the wrong thing, they would literally have no qualms in killing me whatsoever. So I am quite nervous, but this is also my chance to ask them, you know, why they do what they do, but also to see how they operate.
We're told we can't take our phones or anything that could trace our location. The camera must also stay hidden until they say so. We're led to a house on the back of motorbikes, we're searched at gunpoint for tracking devices, and then we're told we have 10 minutes to film.
¿Quieres más cerca? ¿Quieres más cerca? Porque te tiene como pinte de Paco, yo. Tiene como pinte de Paco, tú así de eso que traicionan a la gente.
Saying you have to look for a cop.
Really? Really? I'm not a cop, my friend. I've never been a cop. I'm a journalist.
Siempre ahorita, pero eso nosotros mejor para secuestrarte para ver si nos dan algo. Yo te voy a decir algo, yo te veo a ti como nervioso, ¿vale?
Obviously, I'm nervous. You guys have guns. You know, I'm not in this situation on a daily basis. You know, I mean, I just obviously want it to end well. So, I mean, when you do a kidnap, how does it work?
Mayor que todo cuando son empresarios. Primero los estudiamos 2 o 3 semanas. Agarramos un carro, nos lo llevamos y los amarramos y los tripamos y ahí vamos poniendo nuestros secuestros. ¿Cómo decirte? Pues, depende de cómo gane el empresario. Y nosotros sí le pedimos por dólares, $1,000, $2,000, ¿sabes? Por secuestro.
Why do you think Caracas is so dangerous now?
¿Tú no te has dado cuenta de lo que está pasando en Venezuela? Este país como está ahorita es volteado, que lo tienen patas arriba. Que para sobrevivir uno hay que buscar la manera en esto. Esto es lo de nosotros. Buscar la comida para los alimentos para nuestros familiares. Con un contacto con drogas, secuestros, cuestiones así, ¿sabes? Yo he matado hasta de 14, 15 años. Hay que se rebale con nosotros igualito lo matamos.
I mean, what does it feel like to kill somebody?
Tú al principio vas a sentir igualito normal, te vas a asustar, pero después ya es algo rutinario, pues.
Si la vida de él dependiera de esto, él no adicionaría este gatillo.
Relax, my friend.
What do you think could have happened differently in your life to have taken you on another route that wouldn't have involved kidnapping people, killing people?
Y uno anteriormente también era la pobreza también extrema, ¿sabes? Pero uno veía a los demás, a los malandros usando también zapatos de marca y vaina y uno quería tener lo mismo. La ciudad mejor de nosotros es esto.
Ya tu modo de vida, hermano.
Este es nuestro modo de vida, ya nosotros no podemos salir de aquí, ya nosotros no podemos salir nada.
Así tú intentes hacer lo que sea, igualito vas para esa, te vas a morir, ¿me entiendes? Y si no vas a morir, ya hice lo malo, voy a seguir haciendo lo malo. No me importa un c*** de madre.
Así que tienen 8 minutos nada más.
Bueno, ahora le claro porque si estamos para allá que vamos a morir todos.
10 minutos.
My time in Caracas was up, and I was a bit shaken. My interview with the Kidnap gang was one of the scariest I'd done, and the level of violence and crime here had blown me away. I didn't meet many people who were positive about the future of their country. And with little protection from the police, and a culture where crime is one of the only things that pays, who can blame them?